What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and I have so much to talk about that. Honestly, I don't really want to waste any time in this intro, you know what I mean? I just kind of want to get right into it, not waste any time. So we're not even going to waste time here. We're just going to get right into the video, because why would I waste time on the intro when I can get in the video, you know what I'm saying? So let's just get right into the video instead of sitting here talking. So, because that's boring. No one wants to hear me talk. So let's just get right into the video. So I'm just going to stop talking right now. I'm just kidding, guys. Look, don't be mad, okay? It's a prank. The camera's right over there. The camera's right here. I'm telling you, the camera's right here. I promise the camera's right here. It's a prank, okay? So let's get right into the video. Multiple things to talk about. Sorry for that intro. I know that may have been annoying, but hey, you know what? I had the idea, so I just did it, okay? Don't be mad. Don't be mad. But I have some news, okay? The Lions released a player. They brought in a lot of players, and they also released their depth chart. Now, we'll probably touch more on the depth chart in a different video, but we can just kind of like skim over that in this video, okay? Give maybe like a little overview, you could say. Now, the first player that they have released is Andy Jones. So let me say that first and foremost. Okay, now this guy was on the injury reserve type of list as well. Well, they released Andy Jones, that wide receiver for the Detroit Lions. So unfortunately, yeah, he's not with the Lions. But then they brought in a lot of players to work out, okay? Like, I'm talking a lot of players to work out. And this is what happens a lot when a lot of teams start like just getting rid of their players. Not getting rid of them, but like releasing them. Other teams claim them and they sign them and they bring them in. They bring them to workouts. Crazy stuff starts to go on right before this week one. And one thing that I wanted to see was whether or not they would bring in some offensive linemen. So let's really get into who they brought in. Now, the first guy is someone that you probably already know, and that is Tyree Jackson. So yes, they brought in Tyree Jackson. We kind of knew about this, the quarterback out of Buffalo. He spent time a little bit with the Bills. The Lions brought him in for a workout. This is a guy that I'm hoping somehow, some way makes the team. I don't know if he will, but I'm definitely hoping against all hope that he does. Against all hope. That doesn't make any sense. I'm hoping he makes the team. Worked out Chad Canoff, another quarterback, and they worked out Tyler Heinke. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. So 3 quarterbacks they worked out this week. Now, when you look at the Lions' current depth chart, they have Matthew Stafford, Josh Johnson, and David Blau. Those 3 quarterbacks are really in the mix right now, but there's definitely a lot of guys they're going to bring in to compete. As we know, at one point they brought in Luis Perez, okay? He didn't last very long, but this is something that they're doing, right? And I don't know how much they really like their backup quarterback situation, Josh Johnson. I think it's solid. I don't know if it's great. I think it's solid. Then when you look at the 3rd string quarterback, they traded for David Blau, so maybe they like him a little bit more, maybe we think, but who knows, okay? So they're definitely going to bring in people to try out, because why not? They also brought in receiver Anthony Johnson, Victor Bolden, Terry Godwin, and Marvin Hall, okay? So that's 4 wide receivers that they brought in, okay? Stay tuned, man, because there's more players. We also brought in defensive end Janio. I think it's Janio. I'm going to go with Janio Grissom, okay, man? Look, if you make the team, I'm going to call you GG. Like, GG's in the chat. Like, whatever. I'm going to call you GG, okay? If you make the team, GG. And then they also brought in running backs. Yes, they brought in Nick Brissett, David Williams, and Darius Jackson, okay? So, look, they're bringing in tons of players. Like I said, this is something that this teams do. The Lions brought in multiple players, and it's really good to touch on that and understand some of the guys they brought in. Even if none of them make the team, it's still good to know what the Lions are doing, like what they're looking at. And they're pretty much looking at every position, I guess you could say. Let's touch on some of those quarterbacks, okay? They played the Bills. They saw a lot from Tyree Jackson, and he played a solid game. He was 2 for 4, 27 yards. He just didn't play a lot, okay? But overall, throughout the entire preseason, he is 30 for 57 for 315 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. So solid numbers. But this is a guy that I think that can grow with the Lions. I think he can get better. I see a lot of similarities with Matthew Stafford here with the big arm, but he's also pretty mobile, and he's got that dual threat ability. He also is a very big quarterback. He really has all the things that you would think would make up a perfect quarterback. Now you just have to grow him and develop him into that perfect quarterback, okay? Because it doesn't just happen like that. It's not that simple. So they definitely got a good look at him already, so we don't really need to touch on him out of Buffalo. We kind of know about him. Now, Heineke was cut by the Panthers in the first wave of roster moves. So that was like us when they started moving players. That's when the Panthers started moving players. Well, they cut Heineke, okay? Now, he was entering the 2018 as Cam Newton's backup, but as we know, now he's working out with the Detroit Lions, so he's not Cam Newton's backup anymore. But overall, he has completed 35 out of 57 passes for 320 yards, a touchdown, and 3 interceptions. So if you're just looking at the interception side of things, doesn't seem very promising, but you never know, okay? They're just bringing in guys to try out. And then we saw Canoff, who they also brought in. This guy was cut by the Cardinals, who is 10 of 19 for 128 yards, a touchdown, and a pick in 3 preseason games, okay? So not a lot there. Again, not a lot of these guys have a lot of things to show for, but a lot of these guys are very young. They have the ability to be developed, and that's just something I always like to look at. Like I said, they brought in a lot of players across the board. I just want to see them bring in an offensive lineman. Come on, line. Bob Quinn, please do something, my God, please. I feel like I'm poking us. No, I don't know. You ever see the meme where they poke the stick? Look, I'm rambling. Anyways, I just want to see him to do something with that offensive line. Like I said, they released Andy Jones. So now we can kind of skim through the depth chart, I guess. Let's do that. So I don't think anybody's going to be surprised with a lot of these depth chart moves. I'm pretty sure we already know who this is. But the one thing that's very interesting to me is that left guard spot, because Lions really haven't said, oh, this is our left guard at this point. We just like our O-line depth, which I'm not sure which game they're watching, but okay. Anyways, but they really haven't announced who the left guard is, so that's something that I've been very interested in. Now, their wide receivers are very simple: Kenny Galladay, Chris Lacey, and Damian Amendola. I can see them bringing in another wide receiver for sure at some point. Left tackle, we have Taylor Decker. Left guard is Kenny Wiggins. So Kenny Wiggins is listed as that left guard with Joe Dahl as a backup. Okay, but those guys will probably switch around, I would assume. Frank Ragnow at the center position. At the right guard, we have Graham Glasgow, and at the right tackle, we have Rick Wagner. With really no backup, no legitimate backup, because the backup for the left tackle position is Terrell Crosby, and we don't have another offensive tackle backup. And some people say Crosby can play guard. He may, but right now he's listed as that left tackle backup, excuse me. But that means we don't have a right tackle backup. So we have to at least bring somebody in. Come on, Lions, do something. Tight ends, very simple: Jesse James, TJ Hockenson, and Logan Thomas. But it looks like they may have listed Jesse James ahead of TJ Hockenson. I don't think that really matters. Then you look at the quarterbacks, very simple: Stafford, Johnson, and Blau. Defensive line looks scary. Let me just say that. Trey Flowers, Deshaun Hand, Snacks Harrison, Mike Daniels, Ashawn Robinson, Kevin Strong. I can't even do this. Romeo Aquara. Hold me back, fam. No, it's scary. The defense line's scary. Linebackers, Kennard, Maben. We have Davis, Tavai, and Christian Jones. That looks pretty good too. Cornerback position. We talked about Rashawn Melvin. You know, he was dealing with some injuries. He was limited in practice. We'll see how that turns out. But very simple: Darius Slay, Melvin Ford, Amani. And then in the slot, we have Coleman, Agnew, and Virgin. Okay, so that's what that's looking like. Safety, Diggs, Tavon Wilson, Will Harris. Then free safety, Tracy Walker, Miles Killebrew, and CJ Moore. CJ Moore really for that, I would say, special teams ability. So that's just a quick skim over the whole depth chart. I thought I would do that with you guys if you haven't seen it yet. But that's basically all the news we got to talk about. So, you know, I gave you that short intro, you know what I'm saying? So I could give you guys all this news because I'm sure you enjoyed the video. Anyways, I appreciate y'all for stopping in. This was a super fun video, and I love doing videos for you guys. So now, I'm going to actually give you guys a challenge because I had this thought. I want you guys to go down in the comments is actually leave me a comment with a special word. The special word has to fit into your comment. It has to make sense. Okay, now you guys gave me chrysanthemum, which is a very unfortunate word to get. Okay, so I'm going to give you something weird too. I'm going to give you potpourri. Have fun with that, guys. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'm out.